Now, you can imagine, you probably thinking to yourself, oh, I bet he's really excited about the news that came out yesterday, the reports that came out yesterday. Matt Nagy's going to get fired after the Lions game on Thanksgiving. This son of a bitch has been calling for this for 3 seasons now. He's finally getting what he wants. He's got to be pumped about it. And the reality is, nah. I'm going to tell you why. Because my response might surprise you. It maybe shouldn't. But this is nothing to really celebrate. And I'm not talking about the whole thing of, well, somebody loses their job, blah, blah, blah. I feel no sympathy for a dude making a couple mil a year that loses his job. That's still going to get paid whatever's left on his contract. No sympathy whatsoever. Give me a fucking break. Am I annoyed that apparently fans were chanting "Fire Nagy" at his son's football game? Yes, that's fucking stupid. And you should never, ever do anything like that. Like, why would you put a kid in that type of situation? Like, we can't say the R word anymore, but that's what that is. Like, if you look up in the dictionary the definition of that word that ends in R, or begins with R, and ends in etarded, that's what that is right there. That's what that is. But the reality is this is absolutely nothing to celebrate. It isn't. Because it is yet another head coaching hire that the Bears got wrong. It represents another 4 seasons wasted for this organization. Another 4 years of Bears football wasted in my life. I don't see what's to celebrate. You had one quarterback, young quarterback, that was ruined by working with this clown. And he's had over half of a season to try his best to ruin another one. Bears football! I don't see what's positive about that. Also, the fact that these reports came out from wherever the hell they came out, like, do I believe them? Yes and no. It's so bad, like there is no defense at this point. The Bears should already have cut ties with them after the Ravens game on Sunday. Like, why the hell do you want to wait until Thursday? You can say, oh, it's a short week. Well, what the fuck difference does it make? They're 3-7 for God's sakes. They're tied for the second worst record in the NFC. Like, even to get to the ultimate goal for this dumbass organization, which is the middle of the pack, which is where they love to be, that mediocrity of the McCaskey way, even to get to that 7th seed in the playoff race right now, they'd have to jump a whole bunch of teams just to get around 500 and be in position. Like, that shit's not happening. And that's nothing to celebrate. It's a relief. But a relief for what? It was supposed to be a relief when John Fox got fired. It was supposed to be a relief when Mark Trestman got sent packing. Shit ain't changed nothing. And the problem is, Matt Nagy is a symptom. He's not the underlying cause. He's not the underlying virus here. Now, am I surprised that these reports came out right before you're going to be featured on national television on Thanksgiving against a long-standing division rival in the Lions? Yeah, I am. And that's either the players try to put that shit out there to make it happen, which, frankly, I can't fucking blame them. Why the hell would you want to play hard for that asshole? Or the organization let it slip, and to which I say, why in the hell would you let that slip? Because if you're going to let it slip, then just pull the goddamn trigger already. Do you want to give them one more chance? One more game? What do you think you're going to see? The virus here, as everybody wants to talk about fire Matt Nagy, and surely I'm a big contributor to that. But a lot of people, that's where they want to stop. No. If you think that he's the problem, you're a fucking moron. Because you're the type of idiot that will look at the symptom, which is Matt Nagy, and not look at the problem, which is the cause, which is the virus, that is Ryan Pace, that ultimately feeds up into Ted Phillips and ultimately goes up to Gorge, Goofy George McCaskey. Secret keeper, I will never die. There's your virus. There's the problem. Firing Matt Nagy solves nothing. It absolutely needs to happen. It should have already fucking happened. The Bears and their virus-ass leadership created this environment and situation that this team finds itself in today because they were afraid to act at the end of last year because you know deep goddamn down inside, Bean Counting Ted said, well, you know, there's no guarantee if we go out and hire somebody that they'll be any better. And, you know, it's not a lot of money to pay a guy to not be the coach anymore. And coming off of a season with no fans in the stands, like, that's just not something that's really all that appealing to us right now. Like, you know it. That's why he was kept. And, well, you know, they did technically make the playoffs, so that is progress compared to the previous year. And the mediocrity of the McCaskey way. I cannot believe, for the life of me, that you still have fucking idiots out here that are trying to defend Ryan Pace. The hell is wrong with you? Ayatollah Angelo looks at Ryan Pace's record and says, bitch, that's pathetic. He doesn't even measure up to fucking Jerry Angelo. The hell is wrong with you? He's the one that traded up to draft the wrong quarterback in Trubisky. He's the one that was a part of hiring John Fox. He's the one that hired Matt Nagy. Why in the fuck would you want him involved? He modernized the football operation. Do you realize how idiotic that fucking sounds? That's the epitome of mediocrity. He modernized the football operation. Like that's something to be fucking proud of. That's the standard? Well, Pace has had some good drafts. Clearly not good fucking enough. Hence why they're 3-7 right now. You stupid motherfuckers! Like, what the hell is it? 0 playoff wins. Now in his 7th season, it's going to be another year with no playoff wins. How many more years do you need to give this asshole? But even then, Ryan Pace is just a mutation of the virus. And the virus that we know is the McCaskey family, we can't do shit about. The biggest problem here is Ted Phillips. Everything you point to with this fucking dude, if it doesn't involve how they once helped the McCaskey family out of some major accounting and financial trouble with the IRS 30 fucking years ago, you have no other goddamn legs to stand on. You got a bean counter as team president who, let me guess, did such a bang-up job with the last stadium renovation talks and deal that less than 20 years later, you're desperate to get a new fucking stadium and not do anything on the Soldier Field site. You're trying to go to goddamn Arlington. So the same clown, the same asshat that negotiated that third-rate fucking stadium deal where a UFO took a huge hunk of fucking space shit in the Roman Colosseum, you want him in charge of the next stadium negotiation? No, that's fucking stupid! And the same guy that is overseen bad GM hire after bad GM hire. Ryan Pace, yet another bad GM hire. He is overseeing yet another bad head coaching hire. And if you think that this decision was 100% Ryan Pace alone, you know you're fucking morons, right? Everything you can point to since this asshole Ted Phillips is in charge has been bad from a football standpoint. That's the virus. So absolutely I want Matt Nagy gone because he fucking deserves it. He should have been gone fucking after the end of last season. I know I've been calling for his fire since 2019 because I like to be ahead of the curve and wait for the other numbskull-ass Bears fans to join me and follow along and fucking eventually get right. And that's a trend and a pattern. But Pace should have been gone after 2022. And Ted Phillips should have fucking been gone. This asshole ran over 2 decades. What the hell has he brought? A third-rate goddamn stadium, a mediocre-ass organization with several failed head coaches and several failed general managers. Why does he continue to persist and insist on being the team president? And why does Goofy George allow it to happen? Fuck! What a blighted and embarrassment that you got all this shit coming out. Leaks apparently from the organization talking about Matt Nagy will be fired after the fucking Thanksgiving game. Hey, Matt Nagy's trying to dodge it. Gotta be awkward as shit. Now we're going to focus on preparing for the game, and then you're canceling afternoon practices and meetings. So looking ahead to this goddamn game against the Lions on Thursday, now you got to sit there and say, not only could this be Nagy's swan song, not only are you going to be subjected to 3 hours of Bears football on national TV for the whole country to watch and be bored to tears, you got to sit there and fucking watch Andy Dalton as a starter because Justin Fields is out. Oh my fucking Christ, Dan Campbell. I will be rooting so hard for the Lions team on Thursday, and any real Bears fan should be too. Let Dan Campbell get his first clear win in 2021, and let this be the final nail in the coffin of the Matt Nagy, Ryan Pace, and Ted Phillips era in Chicago. And if Matt Nagy is fired after the Thanksgiving game, then why isn't Ryan Pace too? The answer is you have nothing. Who built the team and hired the coach that has failed to produce? The general manager. So then you fire the general manager too. And as far as the whole team president thing, you can't do a house cleaning if you don't take care of the biggest piece of virus that you can actually take care of. All three of them motherfuckers should be shown the door on Friday. I'll be kind enough to not fire him on the Thanksgiving holiday. But on that fucking Black Friday, it needs to be Black Friday. Matt Nagy, gone. Ryan Pace, gone. Ted Phillips, gone. Any excuse, rationale, or justification you have to not fire all three of them in concert, it's fucking stupid! Stupid! And if you want to defend, well, I think we should keep Ryan Pace, please don't procreate. If you say, well, you can't just fire your team president too. Shut the hell up! Yes, you can, and yes, you must! Well, what do you have out there? What are the fucking alternatives? You already know what you have. Sometimes the devil you know is better than the devil you may not. I understand that. But you have reached a point in time. You can't let that fear consume you. Like real winners will go out there and start over and try to get it fucking right. Do you want Justin Fields to be ruined? If you continue to have Ryan Pace and Ted Phillips in charge, I promise you, he fucking will be. I hope the Lions win by like 30 on Thursday. It'll be a Thanksgiving treat and a half for me, that's for damn sure. Let the Bears be a blight on the nation, and let this be a joke and an abomination. I can't imagine the Bears players are going to want to play hard. They have tons of injuries. Why in the hell would they want to play hard? And even if you were borderline that you could possibly play on Thanksgiving, why the hell would you? If I was Justin Fields at this point, I wouldn't even want to play as long as Matt Nagy is the head coach. Because this asshole is going to consistently put me in bad spots and set me up in situations where I could potentially get hurt. Why in the hell would I want to be party to that? I mean, really? Why would you want to be a party to that? The fact that this organization couldn't see what was coming is gross negligence and stupidity of the highest order. And that's exactly why when Matt Nagy is shown the door, Ryan Pace must be shown the door, and Ted Phillips must be shown the door too. I don't give a fuck about how you feel about these people in Hallis Hall. The bottom line is it's a results-driven industry, and the results aren't there. I've given you clear cases of how the results aren't there for any of these three assholes. They must go, and they must go now. They should have been fired after last season. But I know you wanted to understand the whys, and you thought all that collaboration and communication was gonna make a difference, by God. Who the fuck talks like that actually wants to win football games? And at the end of the day, it's just another example of more years of my life wasted waiting and hoping for this goddamn organization to figure it out. And it's also an important reminder, as you sit there and you watch this Bears team on Thanksgiving, you know that you inherited this Bears fandom. So look at that family that you're around at Thanksgiving and curse them openly, proudly. And if the family that introduced you to the Bears is no longer around, then curse them and damn them too. Because frankly, They deserve none of your thanks, and they deserve all of your shame and shitting on them you could possibly do. Fuck them. Fuck this team, and fuck Matt Nagy, fuck Ryan Pace, fuck Ted Phillips. And I hope Dan Campbell and the Lions fucking break their kneecaps and go fuck them on Thanksgiving. That's what a real Bears fan wants, damn it. Fuck winning a meaningless game. I want this team to get embarrassed, get rolled. Let the nation see once and for all what Bears football truly is.